In the summer of 1942, the world watched as Nazi Germany marched across Europe like an unstoppable storm. Cities fell in days. Nations collapsed in weeks. But in the south of the Soviet Union, one city stood between Hitler and total victory. A city he believed he could crush within days, a city that would instead break the spine of his army. This is the real story of the Battle of Stalingrad, the battle that changed World War II forever. After failing to capture Moscow in 1941, Hitler made a new plan. He would push south, seize the rich oil fields of the Caucasus, and cut off the Soviet Union's fuel supply. But there was one obstacle: the industrial city of Stalingrad. To Hitler, this wasn't just a strategic target. It carried the name of his greatest enemy, Joseph Stalin. Taking the city would be a symbolic victory, a message to the world that Germany could crush the Soviet spirit. With this motivation, Germany's powerful Sixth Army, led by General Friedrich Paulus, moved toward Stalingrad. They expected a quick victory. What they got instead was months of hell. On August 23, 1942, German bombers darkened the sky. They unleashed one of the largest air raids of the war. Factories burned. Buildings collapsed. The city turned into a wasteland of fire and broken concrete. But instead of breaking, the Soviet civilians and soldiers dug deeper. One Soviet commander said, "We are not defending buildings. We are defending every brick, every stone, every drop of this city." This was no longer a city. This was a fortress. When German troops entered the city, they expected to face an organized army. Instead, they found something far more deadly: Soviet troops hiding in the ruins, firing from every corner, attacking from beneath the rubble. Every building became a sniper nest. Every basement, a bunker. Every doorway, a trap. The Germans had one nightmare phrase for this kind of warfare: Rattenkrieg. The Rat War. Because soldiers fought like trapped animals, at point-blank range, knife to knife, grenade to grenade. One soldier wrote, "We fought for a single staircase for 3 days." Stalingrad had turned into the world's largest graveyard. Leading the defense was Soviet General Vasily Chukov, a man known for brutal determination. His order was simple: not one step back. Soviet soldiers fought with unbelievable grit. Women carried ammunition to the front under sniper fire. Teenagers threw Molotov cocktails at German tanks. The Volga River behind them was their only supply line. Boats carrying reinforcements crossed the river day and night, even as German artillery rained down on them. Stalingrad was bleeding, but it was not dying. By November 1942, the Germans controlled most of the city, but they were exhausted. Their supply line stretched thin. Winter winds began to freeze the soldiers alive. This was the moment the Soviets were waiting for. On November 19, the Red Army launched Operation Uranus, a massive pincer attack that surrounded the entire German Sixth Army. Within days, over 250,000 Axis soldiers were trapped inside Stalingrad. Germany begged Hitler to allow a retreat, but Hitler refused. He ordered, "The Sixth Army will stand fast. No withdrawal." It was a death sentence. Winter hit Stalingrad like a hammer. Temperatures fell to -30°C. German soldiers fought without winter clothing. Some burned furniture or books to stay warm. Food ran out. Medical supplies ran out. Ammunition ran out. A German letter found later said, "We are no longer soldiers, we are shadows waiting for the end." Even the dead froze where they fell, bodies lying in rows like sculptures of ice. The German Air Force tried to supply them from the sky, but it wasn't enough. Not even close. The Sixth Army was dying. By January 1943, the German army had broken completely. Paula sent a desperate message to Hitler: "We cannot hold out any longer." Hitler's reply shocked the entire German high command. "Surrender is forbidden. The Sixth Army will fight to the last man." But reality could not be ignored. On January 31, 1943, Friedrich Paulus, newly promoted to Field Marshal so he would not dare surrender, did the unthinkable. He surrendered. 2 days later, the remaining troops across the city also laid down their weapons. The battle was over. Stalingrad cost the Axis more than 800,000 soldiers. Entire divisions disappeared. Germany would never again recover its strength. For the Soviets, it was a moment of rebirth. For the world, it proved one thing: Hitler's army was not unbeatable. From that day on, the war began to move in one direction, toward Berlin, toward Germany's defeat. Stalingrad was not just a battle. It was a turning point in world history, a story of unimaginable suffering and unbreakable human courage.